All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm First Lieutenant Jared Thomas from the Air Force's 60th Air Mobility Wing, 21st Airlift Squadron at Travis Air Force Base, California. From your left, the aircraft will be performing a touch and go, followed by a maximum angle climb.
Now look carefully at this engine. There are 4 jet engines on this aircraft, each of which generates about, what, 40-some thousand pounds of thrust?
Over 40,000 pounds of
So the 757 that has 2 engines and carries a bunch of people enables this aircraft to get to what kind of a maximum weight?
585,000 pounds, so over 500,000 pounds is the maximum gross weight of the C-17.
Oh man, look at it bank. That's like 45, 50 degrees of bank there. And now, which begs the question, when you put an airplane that can weigh 585,000 pounds max weight and you bank it around like that, it almost looks more like a fighter than it does a freighter.
Well, there's a lot of things that the C-17 shares with a lot of the fighter fleet. It has a control stick as opposed to a control wheel, and a heads-up display, which all allows it to be very maneuverable and very tactical. The pilots for today's demonstration are Major Peter Lewick and Captain Todd Stinchfield. The Globemaster is Staff Sergeant Randy Sizemore. This crew has a combined total of over 9,000 flying hours in various aircraft, including the C-17, Globemaster 3, C-9 Nightingale, T-1 Jayhawk, and T-37 Tweed. The C-17's first pass today will be a high-speed pass. After completing a teardrop maneuver to align with the runway, the crew will accelerate to over 330 knots, demonstrating the rapid strategic capability of the airplane. The C-17 design includes a modern computerized glass cockpit, heads-up display at both pilot stations, and advanced cargo handling system, allowing it to operate with a crew half the size of current aircraft. Only 3 crew members are required to fly the C-17.
Oh boy, they're trading some altitude for airspeed, as Jughead told you. How fast do you think she's going right now?
I'd say he's doing about 300 knots.
300 knots, that is 335.
Passing show center. Yeah. This gives the Globemaster a tactical advantage while flying low over hostile territory.
Now with this wind, we've got probably 18 miles an hour worth of wind that he's flying into. So your crew is actually going much slower across the ground. And so, and we just got to remember how big the airplane is. It is phenomenal to see something that big, that heavy, moving that slowly. The wing area, 3,800 square feet of wing area before you put the slats down on the leading edge and drop the flaps. Really increases that slow speed handling capability.
That's correct. And in today's configuration, this aircraft weighs over 400,000 pounds, and currently it's probably doing about 140 knots over the ground.
The heritage of this airplane goes back to the days of the Douglas Aircraft Company, because when it was first designed and built, it was built by McDonnell Douglas, the following company from the Douglas Aircraft Company, and now that has been absorbed into the Boeing Corporation. Look at the huge We go back around, back in Douglas's history, the Douglas Aircraft Corporation made the C-54 from 1942 through 1946. Over 1,000 were built. Then came the C-74 Globemaster 1 that first flew in September of 1945, but orders were canceled for. Then the C-124 Globemaster 2. 3,500 horsepower engines, the C-133 Cargo Master only about 50 built, and then the Globemaster 3. The name was given to it in February 1993.
And for those who don't know, it's just built just down the road in Long Beach, California at Boeing's plant.
Home state built, hometown flown.
That's correct. Here you go. Now the aircraft is going to be showing its ability to fly at slow speeds and demonstrate its advanced aerodynamics. This aircraft is really maneuverable both at high speeds and low speeds. The aircraft is performing a series of speed-ready turns to maneuver from a low-speed pass and circle over the airfield.
This airplane is so large, ladies and gentlemen, that there's actually a tail in the tunnel of the aircraft, so maintainers can get up in it and check the tail surfaces, right?
That's correct. There's a tunnel, a ladder that goes all the way up to the top of the tail that's over 5 stories tall.
It's the third most expensive airplane in the world after the B-2 Spirit, the stealth bomber that we saw fly earlier today, and the E-3 Sentry, that electronic wizardry airplane. First operational mission of the C-17 Globemaster 3 took place in 1993 with a flight from the United States to Kenya in Africa.
The aircraft uses 4 separate flight control computers to continuously monitor the flight controls and each other. If there are any problems, the system automatically works around itself. Additionally, like a conventional airplane, the C-17 still has a cable and pulley type mechanical backup.
Let's fade the music down just a little bit because we're going to hear how quiet this is, but then we're going to hear how noisy it is, aren't we?
That's right. Approaching the end of the runway, the crew is simulating arrival to an airfield with hostile forces nearby. This approach tactic can also be used from very high altitude to avoid enemy fire.
Oh, yeah.
What's his approach speed right now, Jim?
Weighing at this weight about 400,000 pounds, he's looking at about 120 knots indicated approach speed.
So that's around 133 miles per hour.
That's correct.
So as it slows down, I want you to keep your eyes on the airplane. Once it touches down, you're going to see them do what they call thrust reversers. You look at the nacelles or the cowlings of the engines, you will see panels open up. The thrust of the engine will be reversed, like turning a fan around to help slow it down in a very short space, and you will then hear the loudest this airplane's ever going to be.
That's right. These reversers are unique to this aircraft where they deflect the air forward and up, so it doesn't blow any dirt for when it lands on dirt strips all over the world.
Watch for the cowlings. The panels will open up now. Now listen carefully. Here comes the noise. Does this have a backup cam on it?
No, the backup cam is the very important crew member in the aft of the aircraft, and that's called the Globemaster. He's going to open up the troop door. You don't see him now, but he's on the other side of the aircraft, and he's giving verbal instructions to the pilots up front for which direction to turn to maintain on the runway. This capability is limited to very few aircraft. The ability to repeat back to the path under its own power. Ground maneuverability is extremely important when space is limited for off-road operations.
You know, the Air Mobility Command, which is headquartered at Scott Air Force Base outside of St. Louis, Missouri, has a brand new humanitarian mission for the C-17. Not only is it a great cargo carrier, but it is also a great medical evacuation aircraft.
It does, and if you have the time today, go over to the C-17 static display. We'll be working over there, and we have one of our CCAP teams, Critical Care Air Transport. It's like a mobile ICU. Anytime, anywhere in the world, there's something going on in this humanitarian relief, there's a C-17 there.
See, that's the one we walked.
Yep.
That's a different one.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to depart after this.
It is tasked to do so. A C-17 for 7 hours after the crew of a C-17 medical evacuation mission is notified. They can have a patient airplane
after
from
about
Afghanistan
100
all over it.
And only 5 hours to get